Hi, and welcome to the Oikos Family Podcast. I'm Sonja Wood, and this is Season 3, Episode 16, where I will be sharing with you the next chapter from this little treasure called Roses and Thorns, where Aunt Eleanor is telling stories to her niece and nephew, Mary and William, when they've come to visit her. And she has on her table a vase of roses and a vase of thorns. And all her stories come back to that is, what are you going to choose? What life choices are you going to make? One where you're going to choose the roses, or are you going to choose the thorns? And in the previous episode, it was all about these three brothers that made different life choices that had different consequences. If you didn't hear that one, or go and listen to that one, or you missed it, it's a good one to have, that story, for just having in your heart, for being able to share when appropriate, if appropriate, whenever. But this one is a story about careless words, today's chapter, chapter 4. So it is a lesson for us all, I would think, because I think maybe we do have careless words without even realizing it, which is what is highlighted and pointed out in this little story of these two young ladies, and the one helping pointing out to the other the careless words that she speaks without her being aware that she speaks them. So it's a good lesson, one for everybody, I would think. And as you know, I share chapters from treasures in these podcasts that have morals and values and life lessons in them. And this one certainly has that. So I do hope you will find it useful and helpful and valuable to you. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy this next story from Aunt Eleanor.
Chapter 4. Careless Words. The next evening, Aunt Eleanor sat down in the living room with her niece and nephew. Mary and William begged to hear another story about thorns and roses. So she read them the following tale about careless words. "Oh dear!" exclaimed Nell Martin. She came in from school and threw her books down on the table. "Boarding school is the worst place in the world." "Why?" asked her roommate, Leah Sands. "I thought you liked it a lot. You said you did yesterday." "Well, I thought so then, but I don't now. The girls make rude remarks about me all the time. I'm going to sit down right now and write to my mother. I'm going to ask her if I can come home." A small smile spread over Leah's face as she answered, "I suppose you never say anything bad about the other girls, do you?" "Of course not. At least, not like they do. If I said half as many things about Dana Leland as she does about me, I would be ashamed to show my face anywhere." "All right, Nell. Suppose you and I each take a piece of paper and write down every unkind remark that we hear each other say tonight. Then, at 9 o'clock, we all compare our papers." "I'm willing to do that, but I doubt we'll have anything to write. At any rate, your paper will probably be blank. If you would only try it with the girls in the next room, you might have something when you're through. Be careful, Nell, or I will have to begin right now." The evening went by, and 9 o'clock arrived. As soon as they heard the clock's first chime, Nell pushed her books aside. "Now, Leah, let me hear what you have to say," she said. "You should go first, because you have the longest list. I'll bet you haven't studied much tonight. Your pencil has done nothing but write, 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 all evening. Your tongue has done nothing but talk, talk, talk all evening. I'd better start now, though, or we will never be in bed on time. I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times you broke the 9th commandment." There can't possibly be that many. Show me. In the first place, when you opened your books to begin studying, you said you thought Miss Lane was the most grouchy teacher that ever lived. You said you didn't like such long, boring lessons. Oh, well, that was the worst thing I said, wasn't it? Just listen. Then you asked me if I intended to do my 2 silent hours this evening. I told you no, not until tomorrow morning. After I said that, you called Mrs. Rayer an unfeeling monster for requiring us to do them at all. Soon after that, the fire was burning low and needed some attention. You went to get more wood and accidentally tore your dress on a nail that was sticking out of the box. You said that the next time you had a box from home, you hoped your brother John wouldn't be the one who made it. The little scamp was the name you called him, I think. Then you sat down to mend your dress and couldn't find your thimble. I reminded you that you lent it to Fawn yesterday. You replied that you would rather see her at the bottom of the Red Sea than borrowing your things. I could not help smiling over that. You borrowed her thimble a week ago and lost it. That's why she had to use yours. About 8 o'clock, Sarah came in to ask you what the assignment for history was. You told her, but she had barely left the room when you sneered. I hope I am never like her. She should listen when the assignment is given. I think she hears with her elbows. Then our lights went out for a few minutes. You called our landlady a stingy old woman who would not pay her electric bill. Oh, Leah, did I really say all those things? I don't even remember them. How terrible of me. I know it isn't Mrs. Watson's fault the electricity went off. Please don't read any more to me. I am totally ashamed of myself. From now on, I will try to keep better watch over my tongue and my thoughts. I would never say such things if I did not think them first. As Nell lay in bed that night thinking over the events of the evening, this verse came into her mind. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 19.